Doing. It's something we're all about. Do things this holiday season because otherwise you're stuck inside with your family. So committing to a multi-month DIY project is a great way to avoid committing to them. Nothing beats the smell of paint fumes and wood shavings to keep your kids away from that room you've been renovating since back in March. The man cave isn't gonna build itself. So it's time to turn up that toxic masculinity dial up to 1,000 and drive your lifted Dodge Ram down here to Home Depot and pick out some nice hardwood, or compare similar color swatches and pretend you see the difference between them. Build some shit during this pandemic. Build lots of shit. Or just come for the really nice smell that my mom always really complains about, but it's honestly super nice. Home Depot. Do things because that's what men do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Short News Podcast with your host, Alex Mado.
What's going on? You fucking bitches. Welcome back to the Short News podcast broadcast radio show. Yeah. You turned your knob to the right station because I'm here now. It's me, your president, Joe Biden. Yeah. I shitted and it came out wet. Yeah, and now I've got my assistant here cleaning the shit out of my ass. Yeah, here for my assistant. You folks, you're probably wondering to yourself, where's the little Korean boy that hosts the show? Well, folks, I don't know. They took him, and they said, don't worry about it. You gotta remember, back in Korean War time, sometimes little Korean dudes would get took. They get taken. And then the police they'd come to my basement. They'd be like, Joe, why are there so many little Korean boys in your basement? And I would say, don't ask questions when you're trying to get answers. And that is one of the main ways to solve the crisis that is my ass. Fuck. You gotta shit when you gotta. I can't do this anymore. Fuck. Oh my god. Hi. I'm so sorry. Welcome back to the Short News Podcast. My name is Alex Mador. This is a show where we talk about current events and sometimes go into a fugue state where I become Joe Biden, and I'm so sorry again. Oh.
We say bye-bye.
Yeah, we say bye-bye to... Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, just let that sound sit there. What else we got here? Oh! I gotta add some Sopranos sound bites to this now that I'm way too much of a super fan of that show. What's been going on? A couple of days ago. See, I'm still out of it from quitting drinking. We're on day, 16, 17, 18, 19 or 20 now at this point. We are in the weeds here when it comes to the quitting drinking thing. Almost at a month. We'll be at a month in 10 days probably. And maybe that will feel good. You know? I've been told, people are telling me to be proud of myself for this, folks, but I'm not. It's not over until it's over, which I don't know what would that mean, that I start drinking again? It's not over until I start drinking again, and that's when I can pat myself on the back. I don't know. Anyways, should we just jump into current events, or should I just talk about myself like a self-absorbed poo-poo face? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Let's start with some housekeeping here. I still don't have a consistent schedule for the show, so keep your notifications on for Spotify or whatever podcast app that you're using, because surprise, it'll be like boom, out of nowhere. Bing, 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 boom. Oh, new episode of my favorite show. What am I doing? So I'll be just popping these out whenever until I figure out a more consistent thing, because my work schedule sucks right now and I have to figure that out. What else? What else we got? I'm on TikTok. If you like TikTok, it's just my name. Alex Nador, one word. I don't think caps sensitive matters. And to the one person that is listening to this that should stop listening to this, you know who you are. It's still time to stop. That's you should probably focus on yourself. And to someone who I am happy to have listening to this, thank you, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and you know that. Okay. Current events, folks. Fuck. No recent public poll shows Kamala Harris with great approval ratings. PolitiFact just fact-checked Kamala Harris 14 hours ago because she said, there are polls that also say I have great approval ratings. And apparently there is none. I could see that. I don't have anything like aggressively angry or heated to say towards Kamala Harris or about Kamala Harris because she doesn't really do much. Like she'll come out and talk and say something that sounds like she just came down from a Xanax binge. Just a bunch of word salad that doesn't have a point to it. There's no end goal to her sentences. They're just fillers. And if you're on autopilot, then you'll be fine with it. But if you're actually listening to the content of what she's saying, it's like, oh, wow, you are just talking around everything because you don't want people to realize that you're not doing anything and that this administration is accomplishing nothing. If anything, it's just letting the American people get steamrolled and saying, you should appreciate that your Christmas presents are coming on time because I busted the unions like I said I wouldn't. Which, as you know, I have a lot more to say about Joe Biden than I do about Kamala Harris. I could go on about him for a long fucking time. We could go on about Joe Biden for a long time. We could go on about Sleepy Joe for a long fucking time, believe me. What is this? The EPA approved Chevron fuel ingredient with sky-high cancer risk. Yeah, I love when they say that, or when people say, people have been telling me that look, you got to trust your government officials or whatever. Trust that the government is doing the right thing. Are the government administrations working for you? The EPA is just like, yeah, this is going to give people cancer. But just put it out. It's fine. Relax. Fuck you guys. And how often does this happen? Where they just approve chemicals that are going to go into our bodies and stay into our bodies forever and slowly kill us even faster and more miserably than if natural causes were the only thing. It's really upsetting. And then, of course, now with the upcoming election in 2024, neither of those main candidates are going to make any sort of positive change towards bettering our environment, making the world a healthier, more inhabitable place for ourselves and for the future generations. And people want to complain about my generation, the millennials, not wanting to have kids. First of all, do you think having a kid would be affordable for us when we can't even afford to live for ourselves on what minimum wage, even more than minimum wage, with rising rent prices, real estate being ridiculous, student loans causing credit scores to tank, or just, making those payments, making it impossible to pay for other shit. A lot of millennials still live with their parents, and that fucking sucks because shit's not affordable. You think that we want to bring a kid into the world, and then what are we going to feed them? We're going to feed them and then just like, well, fuck me, I'm not going to eat, I guess. That's not a good way to live. You want these kids to grow up in fucking tough times and then be traumatized as fuck? I don't get it. They're not looking far enough into the future. They think they're actually looking into the future by being like, we need more people to reproduce for our future generations. Well, make it more fucking livable so that we could actually, raise kids. Because we're doing our best here. We're working the stupid shit jobs that don't pay well enough. That's all that you guys offer us as the older generation, saying, well, isn't this enough? I could buy a house with $2 in my pocket and a blowjob. You can't do that? You can't do that? What's the problem? Oh, rising prices of everything? I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you there. You should just just get your shit together. Maybe if you weren't doing fentanyl all the time. I don't know what the boomers say now. People don't want to have kids. They don't want to have kids because we can't. We fucking can't. That'd be miserable for everyone. Those kids would be raised in a horrible fucking environment. And they're going to be poisoned. That was B or 2. I started a list and I didn't go into it. But the second thing would be that, we got chemicals that the government is just allowing into the environment. The world is getting hotter every fucking day, it seems like. We're reaching record temperatures all over the fucking place. And what, we're supposed to bring new life into this just so they can be doomed? Leave it for them and be like, just figure it out. You got it. The body can adjust to slight temperature increases over time. Like the New York Times putting out articles trying to like shill for Chevron and other fuel companies, be like, oh, they can keep doing oil shit because the body can just adjust to miserable fucking climate. How's that going to work when we kill off all the other wildlife that keeps our world afloat? When all the bees are dead, we can't have crops anymore? When coffee becomes a thing of the past, when we don't have coffee anymore? We don't have fucking, we can't make corn, whatever. Everything that we have is just gone. What do we do then when we can't grow crops? Idiots. It's kind of annoying how much shit that these older generations, I can't talk. Much of these older generations throw at the younger ones, like us millennials and the Gen Z people. It's like, you gave us a bad deal. You raised us in this fucked up environment with this weird ass stupid mindset that you guys had of, well, I was shoveling shit on a farm, so you should shovel shit too. You should struggle. You should struggle. We have the technology, so you don't have to, but you should still struggle. I'm going to make your life harder and more traumatic at every fucking moment because mine was too, so you should have it that way. Now millennials are all fucked up and addicted to vaping and weed carts and fucking alcohol. And they're like, what I'm just trying to make it through to tomorrow. and that's and therapy is expensive. You want us to raise kids that we're just going to traumatize even more because we can't handle our own shit because of what you guys passed down to us. We're just going to keep passing the ball down the line. I don't think that's a good idea, personally. What else we got in the news here? The S&P 500 is falling again. How much further it could slide? I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm so sick of the economy fucking tanking all the time, and everything gets more expensive. And they say inflation is falling. People on Twitter that are, I don't know, paid off by Joe Biden or whatever to be like, I went to a grocery store in New York City and I got eggs for $1, a dozen eggs. And I'm like, where the fuck is that grocery store? because everything is still expensive as fuck where I am. There's someone being like, look at gas. I got gas for $1.80 a gallon. I'm like, dude, where are you, Missouri? Because that's not the case here. That doesn't apply to everyone. Gas is still $3.80 at lowest where I am. So I don't know what the fuck those people are talking about. Where in bumblefuck imaginary land they are. But that's not a thing. I cannot wait to see what Biden and his people could possibly brag about having done in the last few years when the election season really starts kicking up and we start seeing the campaign really kick into gear. As much as Joe Biden can kick anything into gear without falling over. Like what is there to brag about? You got gas and it's higher now. You're welcome. Highest score wins. That's what we're playing. We changed the rules, and the president with the highest prices, he wins. I got the high score, folks. And then people that just eat up whatever he says. Yes, I love paying more for gas. We need to curb fuel away anyways and move to alternative energy sources that we don't have, because every time somebody comes up with a really good one, they get fucking whacked by the same administrative people, the same government officials who I'm voting for to stop the environmental crisis. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. I love you, Joe. I love you too. Now bring that pussy over here so I can grab it. That's not the wrong guy. He does that too. Well, he fingers, Trump grabs. That's the difference. See, that's the difference between me and Joe. Joe, he puts the whole finger in there. He doesn't even ask. He just does it. Me, I grab, I slap, I pat. Sometimes I'll just pat it. I'll be like, good. That's a nice pussy you got there. It's a good pussy. And I got in trouble. I had to pay $5 million. Drop in the bucket to me. Did it hurt? Yes. That's the price you got to pay to get the lying liberal media off your back, folks. Believe me. It's grab versus finger. Again, 2024. That's what we got. Who you going to be? Who you going to pick? Grab or finger? You see, that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, you got to pick between a guy who grabs and a guy who fingers. What's the same, what unites them both is that they do it with no permission. Was that dark? Was that too dark? Listen, they're both fucked up people, okay? That's what we've got. We got two sickos, and they're old, so they don't know what's going on. They don't have energy for anything. They're going to take a lot of naps. I want to see Joe Biden do a daily routine video on TikTok. I don't know, like a 1 minute long daily routine, a supercut of what he goes through every morning. He's just, I wake up, they shock me awake with a cattle prod because that's the only way to get my heart started these days. And then I fight my maids who are just trying to get my diaper, and then another diaper over that one on my ass. You gotta fight your maid when you're confused, cause that's okay to fight your maid. Sometimes you bite a chunk out of their ear, Mike Tyson style, and that's okay. We gotta do more for mental health in this country, which is why I've made therapy twice as expensive, and I killed half the therapists. And now you're fucked. Get fucked, folks. See, my solution, Bidenomics, is instead of going to the therapist, you save some money, you hop out down to the local titty joint. You pop a $20 bill in one of those sweet young ladies' chest areas, and then you ask if you can sit down and talk. That's Bidenomics in action. What would he do next after fighting his maids? Then I take a shower and I get scared because I think I'm drowning and that it's my time to go, but it's not. They take me out. They slap me across the face a couple of times and stick a pole up my ass, so like FDR, except it's not for polio. It's just because I like it. You gotta understand that the men they they have a prostate. You gotta get it checked when you're 40. Anyway, you go down to you get a pole up your ass and you feel you come. You come, folks. And that's how I met my second wife, Jill. And that's she stuck a pole up my ass like in 13 Reasons Why, but I liked it. And then I married her the next day. Went down to the courthouse in downtown Delaware, and I still had the pole sticking out of my ass. You can see it in the wedding pictures. You gotta take it out though eventually, cause you're gonna be mixing up your guts. Fuck.
Mr. President, what does this have to do with the war in Ukraine?
I'll get there when I get there. So when you got a pole in your ass, you're thinking, "Damn, this is what I think it must feel like to for the American people to send more tanks to Ukraine. You gotta take all your tax dollars and instead of building a bridge over here in America, you blow up a bridge in Russia." Yeah. But then we keep building the wall that we said we weren't going to build because we didn't like Donald Trump.
I wonder if Trump's going to bring that up on the campaign trail. Just like, my wall was such a good idea that even Joe Biden finished building it after I was done. Joe Biden thought he was me and finished building my wall. That's how good I am. Oh, here's another fun little headline about, what is this? Air pollution linked to rise in antibiotic resistance. Still think it's not a problem, people who don't believe in, saving the environment, which is all the politicians who, some of them posture like they do care, but then they take money from these big corporations that are slowly killing us and heating up the earth and putting shit into the fucking atmosphere that we breathe in, and now that's in us, and now we're gonna fucking die of some mystery shit, right? And good luck getting healthcare, good luck getting treatment when it happens, because that's unaffordable. Fucking deductibles and all that shit on top of what you pay monthly, or what gets taken out of your paycheck every pay period. It's ridiculous. I was playing poker with these dudes from Scotland in the metaverse, and they were making fun of me because they pay about $7 a month for health care at most. They could just pop into the doctor's office if something's wrong. They don't have to think about the financial implications of that, the consequences of going to the doctor. There shouldn't be any. They tell us we should go at least once a year to get a checkup. That's fucking expensive, okay? In America, really? In this economy? In this country? I don't think so. Last year, when I had a popcorn lung from vaping and I was suffocating in bed and thought I was going to die for a month straight during the summer, during the month of July, did I think to go to a doctor? Absolutely not. I was like, I'll either live or I'll die. Let's see what happens. I'll take the gamble. It's way too fucking expensive. I don't have that right now. But I'm going to go to the ER? Are you fucking crazy? That's insane. It's fucked up that we have to think like this, but it's like, I can't go to the fucking ER. This is going to be thousands of dollars. I don't have that. I had the worst health insurance at the time. Now it's a little bit better. But back then, it was just the state health insurance that I didn't really, that was all right. I didn't pay for it because it was New Jersey and they have an okay system over there. Now I'm in New York and you either have to pay for your health insurance, or it comes out of your paycheck, which is what I've got going on. But still, you got to pay an arm and a fucking leg to go to the doctor, regardless. It's a pain in the ass. You got co-pays, all that other shit. God forbid I'd have to go to the hospital. Oy, I'd be fucked. Insurance still doesn't want to cover shit. There's medications that I would like to get, but those aren't covered or aren't covered enough where I'd still be paying a shit ton out of pocket for 1 month of medication. So here I am, again, going at life raw. At first I was like, oh, I'll just drink and I won't need Zoloft and the other shit I was on anymore. And now I don't drink anymore. So what am I going to do? I don't know. Acid? We'll see. Was that just not... Was that too much? Is that too much? Acid scares people. I think that's really funny how, like, you talk about acid with some people. If you don't call it LSD, like, just that word scares the shit out of them. Like, you're dropping acid? Oh my God. Your life is not together at all. You could, like, still be keeping your day job, doing other shit on the side, keeping up with your health, like dropping acid every now and then, and they're just like, oh my God, you're a crackhead. No, I think there's a healthy way to do psychedelics. And it can help you get your life back on track if you're around the right kind of people while you're doing it. I did it recently. It was, wow. It was really cool. It was really good. Like, I only took a tiny bit though. That's the thing about that drug. I won't do a lot just because I don't want to be overwhelmed, and I would like it to just be a nice, enjoyable experience and get me into like a mindset that I can keep for a little while, maybe a month or two in the afterglow, and just feel cleansed a little bit. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. I'm excited. I'm going to Brooklyn this weekend and doing acid. Yeah. Hell yeah. Sorry, that's ridiculous. This is a news show, right? What if Chris Cuomo or Anderson Cooper came on CNN? He was like, guys, I'm going to be off this weekend because I'm going to Brooklyn to do LSD with my boys. Just the middle of CNN. There's like, they put a little lower third in the bottom that says, Cooper, I'm going to Brooklyn to do acid. That's the fucking headline in the bottom of the fucking screen. I would love that. I would do acid with Anderson Cooper. And be like, do you feel good about yourself? About just pissing people off for the last 8 years or whatever? Just so you can make more money and get more ad revenue? Do you feel good about firing up the American people? And he'd be like, what about Fox News? And I'd be like, you are Fox News, just on the other side. How does that feel, Mr. Vanderbilt? That's not my name. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Print out a fake birth certificate, give it to him while he's tripping, freak him out. Start going, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. He's like, oh, he comes back from that weekend, just like, Brooklyn was not good. Lower third headline in the bottom. Cooper, Brooklyn was not good. Oh yeah, I think I need to address something. It's not bad. It's not like a intense thing or anything, but I deleted an episode of the show. I didn't delete, I recalled it. It's in drafts right now, and I have to cut some things out. It was the Pride episode from June 20 something, or whenever that was, early summer, where I came out as bi and all that. I'm not redacting it for that reason. That I'm saying that right now. Okay. Listen, I'm a little gay. Okay, folks, believe me. People have been saying I've been lying about being bi. I'm not lying. I like ladies. I like dudes. I'll fuck anything. I'll fuck a tree, folks. I fucked a tree, folks. Believe me. I haven't. I don't think I have. I'll let you know if I remember anything. Pictures come out of me. Alex Mador fucking a tree back in 2015 at college. What was he on? Oh, it could have been a number of things. Me coming out to address the allegations. Oh, yeah, I was fucked up. I was on a lot of shit back then. fraternities, all that. It was fucked up. It was a fucked up time. My fraternity name was Tree Fucker. My fraternity name was Morning Wood because I'd go out every morning and fuck a maple tree. Why am I saying this? Why am I making shit up about myself? This is not nice. I'm just bullying myself. Guys, spread rumors that I fucked trees in college.
Back in my day, we would stick our dick in maple trees and get the syrup. Yeah.
Oh, ew, fuck. Ew. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, Alex. Just, oh, God. What is wrong with me?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh.
These nuts. Ha! Fucking got me!
Yeah, I don't know. Just spamming the soundboard now. Trying to make this a fun show, okay? I haven't mentioned the show's identity crisis this whole episode because I'm figuring it out. There's no script anymore. Remember when I used to write a script at 5 a.m. every morning that I did an episode? When I was 2 episodes a week on a schedule during COVID lockdowns? Classes were online. Any work that I was doing was online. It was a great time. Kind of. Not really. Other things were not good. A lot of why I did this podcast was so I could lock myself in the other room, away from my ex, so I could get some fucking time away. Jesus. Anyways, yeah, like half the time I wouldn't even be recording. I would just pause the recording and sit in there and smoke weed and just listen to music and be like, sweet serenity. Serenity? What did I say? Sweet serenity. Peace and quiet. Solitude. Locked in one fucking bedroom, listening to the sirens of people getting killed by COVID. Like, this is nice. This is peace. Drinking a fucking rum and coke at 2 p.m. because what else am I gonna do? I don't know, maybe not drink at 2 p.m. But, we don't talk about that, folks. We don't talk about that. Remember when I thought quitting drinking would solve my relationship? And it did not. It did not. What is wrong with me? I should just be proud of how far I've come in the last year, but I'm not. I'm still just rehashing old shit that's going to make me feel bad while in the middle of recording a podcast, nonetheless. That's crazy. Geez, person who shouldn't be listening to this, I see why you still listen. But also, stop. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't want you knowing what's going on in my life. It's weird. It's really interesting because I've never had a breakup before, especially one after such a long time of being together, where you don't check what the person is doing. Like you don't go to their profiles on social media or go to see I don't know, their families. That sounds weird, but you're not checking to see what they're up to see if they're seeing someone, to see how they're doing without you, angrily. I could be angry without that. Once it happened, and once it was done, and once I realized, okay, this is final, which, that was it. That all happened very fast. I stopped. I stopped checking and didn't really have the urge to, which was a first. And everyone I know who's single recently or going through a breakup, they're always stalking their fucking exes and being like, oh my God, look at him, he's ridiculous. He's so stupid. Oh my God, look, he already met someone. That's that fucking asshole. And I'm over here I don't want to know, I don't want to see, I don't want to even remember this person anymore. And I think that's helped. I've still had to go through the shit, and I've still, became an alcoholic partially, or relapsed on alcoholism partially because of that. So clearly it hurt. And I don't know, I just didn't want to hurt anymore. And I think it was really smart to not look, to just look the fuck away. And that is advice that I think I want to give to anyone going through a breakup right now. I know that you're probably curious about what's going on in their life. That's natural. That's only natural. But the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is to look the fuck away. That is, of course, if you have the luxury to do that and you don't like still see them all the time because they're in your friend group or someone you work with or go to school with or something like that where you can't, which, geez, that's got to be painful. Being in college and seeing like someone that you were in love with, just like with someone else after the breakup. Fuck. What is that like? Because my ex before her, when I found out that she was seeing someone and that they're really happy together, and this girl I was seeing at the time who was friends with her, was friends with my ex, was like, here, I'll show you. And she did, and she did, folks. She showed me. The girl I was sleeping with showed me what my ex was up to, which is weird. That's a weird dynamic. And she was like showing me, and I was like, damn, they look really cute together and really happy. And I could never give that to her. And you know what? That's fine. It worked out for them. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy for them. Both of them. And that is Bidenomics in action. When you can be happy for your ex meeting someone and being happy, and then that's maturity, is what it is. That's coming to terms with things and having the emotional maturity to accept that it wasn't right, but to be happy that they found what is right. And you know what? Like, I'll even say this, especially now that I'm in a relationship now, and I'm very happy, and I feel very safe and loved by this person, and I love them so much, and I'm so just happy and relaxed and enthusiastic in a way that I haven't felt in a long time with them, and that I can almost hope for that for my ex, the one that the recent one that really fucking threw things for a loop. I hope that she can find someone that she doesn't cheat on. Anyways, that's enough for mental health, breakup, relationship talk, right? All right, we can do like a relationship advice or two. I need some fucking prompts here. Look, I'm on Reddit. I'm doing the cheap thing. I'm doing that cheap thing I used to do where it's like, I'm out of content. Let me try to give some advice. Fuck me, right? Anyways, I, 30 male, just bought my girlfriend, 30 female, a ring, and now this. My girlfriend and I have been together 3 years. We're each other's biggest supporters and love each other an incredible amount. We're not each other's first relationships by any stretch, and we're okay with that. We met in our late 20s, so it's almost inevitable to have lived some form of life by then. Recently, I discovered she's still talking to a former friends with benefits she was seeing not long before she met me. And you guys have been together for 3 years. Okay, let me keep that in mind. Nothing inherently sexual has been said. Nothing inherently sexual. Okay, but he has asked a few times if she's still into certain things. They're also planning to meet for coffee next time he's in the area. Okay. I'm not a jealous person. She knew this guy for years, even before they started sleeping together, so she has told me they were trying to maintain some form of friendship. I'd have been skeptical, sure, but I love and trust her, so I'd have gone with it until she gave me a reason not to. But now I just don't know. Well, if he's asking those types of... Okay, anyways, so this has just thrown up so many questions and doubts. How long have they been speaking? Have they met up? What else isn't she telling me? I'm angry, sad, confused. Do I even have a right to feel that way about this? I needed to ask this here. I want impartial advice and input. I don't want to bring this up to my friends and end up with them potentially thinking negatively of her. That's very sweet of you. Too long didn't read. Girlfriend who I plan to propose to is still speaking with former friends with benefits, and I don't know how to feel. Well, I want to read what the top comment is first before I weigh in, just because they're probably pretty credible. All right, first thing you do is put proposal on hold. If she's not mentioned him and has agreed to meet him as well as letting him flirt without stopping him, that's something that would make me wary. I guess you got two options. Either confront her and have her get shits because you invaded her privacy. Typical line, get shitty. Just do they mean because you invaded her privacy? Or say nothing and let it eat away at you. Option 2 does not sound like a good option. That's going to lead to you exploding, having resentment, this type of shit. And then someone commenting on their comment, replying, this one, he isn't a friend from the past. He's her ex, friends with benefits. That is, it's an uncomfortable thing, definitely. It also depends on how much time and like what that relationship is now. But the fact that he's still asking her sexual questions about what she's into, that is crossing a boundary of like just being friends, especially if they have history where they've fucked. Like I'm still friends with one person from my past. Like we're very close. We hooked up, but we were in high school, and so much has happened since then. And they've been in a relationship for a long time, many years. And like I said, so much has happened since then, and it's like not at all like what this person is describing. Because, yeah, we don't cross those weird, gross boundaries or sexual boundaries or try to rehash old shit. There was one conversation years ago when we started talking again about like, hey, I'm sorry about this happened. And then there were a couple of jokes about it, and then that was that. Moved on. It's never come up again.
And folks, that is progress. Hey, you gotta.
But like, this is clearly making you uncomfortable. I'm talking to the Redditor who posted this, the OP, as the kids would say. And it's something you're probably gonna bring up. You're probably gonna bring it up because otherwise it's gonna be eating away at you, and who knows how long you're gonna be able to allow that before you finally give way and speak your mind. And you don't want that to be when it's all built up and it comes out in a way where it's going to be a problem, where it could be a big argument. But bring up the fact that, like, hey, he's asking you what you're into and you're meeting up with him and you're just telling me about this shit. How do you feel if I did that to you? That's a good one to start with. Flip the roles and be like, how do you feel if I, there's some girl that I used to fuck before you, and we started talking, you didn't know, and you just found out, and we're meeting up, and she's asking me like what I like doing sexually, and would that cross a boundary for you, honey? That type of thing. Obviously not in that tone of voice that I just used. That's so condescending and rude and gonna lead to many more problems. But just being honest about, hey, this concerns me. This is just hitting my radar now, and I feel this and this about it. Can we talk about this? And she might get really defensive. I don't know your partner, but maybe this probably isn't the time to propose. That's for sure. If something like that is going on, don't be like me and proceed to propose and get engaged to someone who has shown you repeatedly that they're not willing to set boundaries with people that they used to fuck. And then you're on edge forever because they keep reaching out and saying sexual fucking shit and sending shit, and then start sending shit to you. And then you're just a traumatized mess with like an insane amount of fucking flashbacks for what it is for years. until you get on Zoloft and then start forgetting about the shit that traumatized you. And then you start getting comfortable in the relationship, and it's now 7 years into the fucking thing, and they go off on a trip and then do some fucked up shit that breaks your trust again. But then at least they have the courtesy to break it off with you while they're in that other country over text after all these years, after saying, oh, don't worry, that's not going to happen. And it happened. Oh, I don't know that from personal experience. I don't know where that came from. I'm just really creative. And definitely not still feeling any sort of pain. I'm not in any pain. Fuck. Just start crying on the podcast. Oh my God, the fucking bitch. That bitch. Oh, fuck. Wow. I hope that goes well for you, buddy. I'm sorry that's going on. That's a really uncomfortable situation, and it's gotta hurt and feel all types of ways, because now you're questioning everything. I get really worried about that too. Like, especially like starting something new where we're both coming out of being single. It's not like Facebook official, so not everyone knows. And so that happens. You know, people reach out. And I had to let someone down easy the other day. I was at work. I posted a story that was not sexual at all. I looked like shit. And I made myself look like shit intentionally with the faces I was making. I get this reply, someone I used to talk to, being like, I want you to fuck me. I show it to my coworker. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is happening? And I had to let them down gently. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have a girlfriend. LOL. Sorry. And they were nice about it. They weren't disrespectful. Some people will be disrespectful, though, and that's where it gets scary. They'll be like, so what? That doesn't mean anything. Like, yeah, it does. If you respect the person that you love and that you're with. But some people don't think that. Like my ex-wife, folks. I don't know. Like, I definitely go through phases of worrying about that shit. Like, a lot or not at all, depending on the context or the relationship or my brain chemistry or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, I've dated people who will go out of their way to hide their phone from you. Like, when it goes off, like, oh shit type of thing. And it's like, wow, okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to ask. I'm going to let it bubble up inside of me and have an anxiety attack later. And that's never fun. Like, I'm the type of person who, even just with friends, like, I don't want anyone to think I'm like talking shit about them, because I'm not. But like, a lot of people turn their phone over. A lot of people will like get a privacy screen protector, or just, you know, be very private about their phones, not because they're like committing crimes against humanity or anything. Just, I don't know. Some people are just private. But like, I'm very like, it's out, it's on the table. You can see exactly what I'm doing. If I was watching porn, you would fucking see it. I might as well just like broadcast that I am. Just start tweeting or Xing, X posting. What do you call it now? Posting on X. I'm watching porn. Here's what it is. Watch along with me. Airplay. Should just airplay my phone all the time. That's who I am, though. And like, but I'm like psycho about that too. Like, I'm like Jim Carrey, liar, liar, where I cannot lie unless it's for survival purposes. And like, it sucks sometimes, because also my facial expressions are a dead giveaway to how I'm feeling. I can't hide that shit. It's very difficult. If I'm anxious, if I'm worried, if I'm angry, if I'm, I don't know, overwhelmed, you'll know. It sucks. But like, I think the last 2 times I've dated people who were very aggressively hiding their shit. One was talking to her ex and then the other was also talking to her ex in a different language, just in case, and secretly, and lied about it even after they got caught in the act. And that's always fun, being told that you didn't see what you just saw. That's really a fun thing. And then that's just like chipping away at your brain all day, every day. You're just like, I know what I saw. I know what I saw. I know what I fucking saw. She said she'd always love him. I know Spanish. I know how to speak fucking Spanish. I took 6 years of it. Yo tomé 6 fucking años of fucking español. Pendejo. What am I doing here? Am I just raging? Is this what you wanted, person who's listening, who shouldn't be listening? Is this what you wanted? Because here it is. Here it is, dude. Fucking nightmare human. Maybe relationship advice on Reddit wasn't a good idea. Maybe that just brought up some shit I didn't want to be brought up. Was that a bad idea? Am I making a mistake? Is this entire podcast a mistake? Am I a mistake? These are the questions that I need to ask myself before continuing with what I'm doing. My girlfriend, 26 female, cheated on me, 27 male, with her ex-boyfriend. Oh, fuck. My girlfriend and I have been together for 2 years. About 2 weeks ago, she saw her ex-boyfriend for the first time since their breakup 3 years ago. It brought out a bunch of old feelings. Last weekend, I caught her looking at old pictures of the two of them together, and she eventually confessed that she'll always love him, but doesn't know what else she's feeling. Oh, is her name... No, I won't. On Wednesday, I went through her phone. Yeah, I know, in parentheses. But when you know, you know. And I saw recent text messages saying they missed each other. Whoa. He invited her to his place, but she said, I can't. We both know where that's going to lead. Whoa, okay. All right, so no restraint, or very little. I was hurt and angry last night. I got pretty drunk and I fucked things up pretty bad. Oh. I confronted her about her feelings and told her I saw her text messages. She was angry. She said she had done nothing wrong. Okay, well, that's a lie. And asked if I trust her. I said, obviously not, if I'm going through her phone. She told me, we'll talk more about this in the morning after I sober up, and she left. She didn't come back until this morning around 11. I asked her where she went last night, and she was just quiet. I asked if she slept with him, and she again said nothing. She told me she was just there to get her things, and then she was leaving. After what? How long has it been? 2 years, at least, since she's seen him? What the fuck? I asked her why, and she finally admitted to still being in love with him. Okay. What the fuck? She said she does love me, but I'm not him. No one ever will be. Oh, fuck. Ow. She said she wished I would have talked to her about how I was feeling while I wasn't drunk. Bitch, you don't go and do what you did after that. He was drunk because he was upset. I told her I wish she would have been honest with us both 2 years ago because I've just wasted 2 years of my life. I told her to grab her shit and get out. I left because I couldn't be there anymore and saw him standing outside when I left. Oh, wow. Oh, so she's just straight up just going back with him. This is a person with no rational thinking, I think, to just go back and forth like that. I'm having a hard time with all of this. Coming to terms that she was never in love with me, accepting she'd rather be back with someone who made her life miserable. I'm staying with a friend because I can't go back to that apartment right now. We share the same group of friends. I'm going to have to see her at some point with him. How do I get over this? Well, what you do is you kill him and then you kill her after you watch, or you make her watch you kill him. No, don't do that. That is a joke. That is a really fucked up joke. I mean, first off, you take a break from whatever you need to take a break from, whether it be the apartment, whether it be the friend group. You could always come back, but you don't want to come right back into it and then be tortured by the sight of that. You're going to want to throw hands. That would hurt. Especially the way that she's just fucked shit up for you. And the fact that she has the gall to blame your drinking the night before on why she went to her ex's house and fucked him while you guys were still together. That's insane. And that is not someone that you should want to stay with. So good on you for doing the right thing. I don't know. Oh, what is the advice that you want? How do I get over this? There's no answer to that. There's no answer to that aside from you will. It's just going to hurt for a long time. Everybody's timeline differs. For me, it's 6, 8 months, maybe, something like that. So it's different for everyone. And yeah, in 2 months, or in 2.5 months, it'll be a year since my breakup. So that's interesting. I think we've gotten through most of the pain, but clearly not all of it. I'm still raging on here, but that's okay. I haven't been to therapy in a while, and I should probably do that. But you seem to be taking the right steps here, and I think that's good. That'll benefit you in the long run. But like I said, take a break from whatever you feel like you need to take a break from. You don't want to just like show up and to like something, and she's there with him, and you're just spiraling the entire time. And that's what I'd have to say there. But I get it. It fucking hurts, especially when they go back to someone that you thought it was concluded with. Especially after a couple of years that you've been with that person. It's like, damn, so how long have you been thinking this? How long have you been feeling this way? And then that makes you doubt yourself as a person and your self-worth. And I get that. And fuck, that's not fun at all. I am so sorry. Oh, there's a follow-up. Let me see. What does he say? I'm pretty sure they had sex on my bed. The sheets were a mess and I hadn't slept. Oh, gross. Oh, no. And he's talking about he cried in his car. His friends got him a new mattress. That's good. That's nice. He's got good friends. They got him a new mattress. That's good, dude. I'm happy. I'm happy that you have supportive friends like that, because that's fucking expensive. You'll get through this. I promise. That's not a Joe Biden campaign promise. That's a regular old promise, which means it won't be broken. Anyways, I gotta start getting ready for my day job and also getting my old social media gig back, which I'm excited about. So, anyways, this has been another episode of the Short News Podcast. Thank you for listening. My name is Alex Mador. I will be back soon. I love you very much. All of you, but one of you especially in particular. And I'll see you soon. All right. Peace.